Hey, so it's almost Christmas, and I had quite a few emails and questions, not just from my clients, but from other people as well, about talking about Christmas and Christmas dinner and how to survive. I guess the biggest concern is comments from other people and feeling pressure from other people to eat a lot of food. Okay, so first of all, let's think about that. Why do you think other people want you to eat a lot of food? Probably because you're underweight, or because you have an eating disorder, because they're worried about you. Many reasons why other people can put pressure on you to eat a lot of food. And I certainly felt that, and I hated it, especially from my mother. I felt like she would just watch what I got from my plate of food, and she'd watch me sit down, and I would just be waiting for the comment of, that's not enough potatoes, or that's not enough meat, or whatever it was. And because I'd be waiting for it, as soon as it came, I'd pitch a fit. Be very nasty, pretty much ruin the whole dinner for everybody.
Scenario for me, just about every family dinner. Mum lays out all the food, everybody serves themselves, generally people pile on the food. I go up, like maybe one potato, maybe a little bit of meat, 80%, 90% plate full of vegetables. And I think, yeah, nobody noticed that. Sit down, kind of, everybody else is scoffing food. I'm eating super slowly so that when they finished, it looks like I'm still eating. And then, and of course, if I eat slowly, then other people go up for seconds. But I'm like, oh no, I'm still eating. I can't go up for seconds. So I'm eating super slowly, pushing the food around my plate. And 5 minutes will go by. There'll be like stilted conversation. And then about minute number 6, Mum will say something like, Tabby, darling, you really should eat more food. Yeah, that was just about every family meal for us. And I never learned that didn't work out. God, and for smart people, like, I'm a pretty smart person, but anorexia made me really damn stupid sometimes. Like 10 years, and I never learned. That didn't work every time. And the other thing about it that's really quite annoying is that I'm a bit of a scoffer. I eat food fast, and I eat a lot of food. And so it was even more, it must have been so annoying for people to watch me sort of sitting there slowly eating one vegetable, one pea at a time. When I'm like, when the real me and the me that they'd known for before anorexia, and they kind of, I was a real scoffer. I'd be like shoveling food in my mouth, where's more? And that was me, and that's me again now. So it must have been just crucifyingly difficult to sit there and watch me eat slowly and eat these tiny amounts of food. And it was difficult for me as well, just fun for nobody involved, really. It's such a boring and tiring illness, anorexia is. But that's what it felt like I needed to do all the time. Until I decided, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this anymore.
And do you know what is the most annoying thing about all of those Christmases that I messed up? Is that my mother was always right. I did need to eat more potatoes, and I did need to eat more meat, and I did need to have more gravy. I needed all of those things. I needed more food. She was absolutely right. But that didn't stop me pitching a fit at the time, did it? Well, first off, it is not a normal reaction when somebody says to you, you should get more food, to want to kill them. That's not normal, by the way. And also, once you're out of energy deficit, once you're out of malnutrition, once you're out of anorexia, usually if someone offers you more food, you'll say, oh gosh, thank you very much. Yes, I will, thank you. Well, that's what I say now anyway. In fact, half the time I'm like, please offer me more food. Someone offer me more food. And nowadays I'm the person asking for second helpings of everything. But so that's point number 1. It's not normal that feels like a threat to you, that someone's going to offer you more food or someone's going to comment that you haven't eaten enough. That's messed up. That's anorexia. It feels threatening when people want to make us eat more food. And then the other thing that can happen is it can turn into a bit of a dynamic, which it certainly did in my household. I sit down with the smallest plate of food at the table, when I was sick that is, and nobody says anything, and it's like walking on eggshells for about 5 minutes, and then my mum says something and all hell breaks loose. It was like that was the normal dinner. And through all of the Christmases and all of the family dinners over the years and years and years and years, I never seemed to learn that nobody would just not notice if I got a small plate of food, or it's like I never learned that people didn't not notice when I hid my vegetables underneath the potatoes to make it look like I had more potatoes. Like, people aren't stupid. They're really not. But it's like, in the moment I'd be like, oh yeah, nobody knows I'm doing this. And then somebody would, and all hell would break loose. So I just never seemed to learn over the years. I did the same thing every year of trying to get away with eating not enough food. And then one year, and it was the year that I was in recovery and I was actually doing it, of course, it clicked in my head. You know what? The reason that people are telling me to eat more food is because I need to eat more food. And so that Christmas, I went up and I just got myself the biggest plate of food and sat down with that big pile of food. And you know what? People relaxed. They're like, oh, she's eating. Thank God. And then their attention goes elsewhere. Whereas if you go and sit down with this tiny piddly plate of food, everybody's trying not to talk about it. It becomes the elephant in the room and there's all this tension. So I think my first tip here is when you're eating with family, as you should be at the moment, when you're eating all the time, if you're in recovery, you should be eating big plates of food. And so don't kid yourself that you're going to be able to sit down with this tiny plate of food and that nobody's going to notice, because they will. Get yourself a big plate of food. Just go for it. And sit down and you will have a much more relaxed family meal. And you know what? You need all that food anyway. You want to eat all that food anyway. And so it's about sort of not listening to what the anorexia decisions are. Like, oh, just try and eat. Oh, I'll eat a small bit because then I might want to go back for more. Oh, I don't know what they're bringing out for dessert, so I'm going to have a small first course. I'm going to have a small dinner and see what happens later. It's all this worrying about the future, about food that might come. Stop it all. It doesn't work for you. Eat for the moment that you're in. Grab a huge plate of food, sit down and eat the heck out of it. And if there's a huge dessert afterwards, grab a huge bit of dessert and sit down and eat the heck out of that, and then go up for seconds and do it again and again and again. And you'll be surprised at how much more relaxed everybody is. It kills two birds with one stone. First of all, you need to eat more food anyway. Second of all, everybody else will be a lot happier. Why not do that? Why not? Just try something different this year. Eat a load of food and enjoy it.